Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Justin Riley.
And I'm Jessa Jeremiah, and so excited to be here.
We've got a great show for you today. We are on location at the Beer Garden here at Capitol Brewery.
We sure are.
And we're really excited to be learning about some of the events that take place here. It's a really cool location. I understand there's not a single location like this anywhere else in the state.
No, and we came on a great day actually because they are finally gearing up for their fall pumpkin beer, and they're in there bottling it right now.
Yeah,
so
as we speak, they're bottling it
I may
right
have
now.
a beer later.
There we
you know?
go.
The day is young.
So we'll talk to them later on in the show, but we've got some other great guests coming up today.
Yeah, we sure do. We're going to chat with our friends over at Dog Days Grooming and Care, and they are just fabulous. Emily's going to join us and give us some good tips going into fall, going into the winter seasons for our pets, and talk to us a little bit about what we need to do differently as the seasons change.
Yeah, there's definitely some pretty significant considerations that we need to take into account when caring for our pets when we go into fall.
Yeah, and that's interesting. I bet you she'll have some tips that I didn't know, and she's so great. She's our kind of resident expert. I look forward to chatting with her.
Yeah. And we're also going to be joined by a couple folks from Hart de Noble Builders, and they do custom home design and construction.
I actually hadn't heard of them before today, so I'm excited to kind of learn a little bit about what they do. So, you know, custom home work is something that I think is growing in popularity. We might learn about some trends from them as well.
Yeah, and I think we'll find that it's the viewers will find it's not as expensive or pricey as people think it really is. So it's very affordable.
I love that.
So that's all coming up right here on Wisconsin Family. We hope you stick around.
Hey, welcome back to Wisconsin Family. I don't know if you recognize the backdrop here, but we are sitting here at Capitol Brewery here in Middleton, and this is the place where all kinds of fun things happen. We're going to chat with those
TV
folks
shows happen
a little bit later, and TV shows, they've got it going on.
Yeah.
But we'll talk to them a little bit later. You may recognize this familiar face. We have Emily Ruzicka, who joins us from Dog Days Grooming and Care, and perfect time to have you. First of all, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Our resident pet expert is here to chat with us a little bit about fall and some season changings and what that might mean for your pets. So let's talk a little bit about that. Pet owners at home, fall is upon us. What does that mean for our pets? Anything different?
A little bit of the same and a little bit of different. Okay. Oftentimes people think, I'm going to kind of use grooming for an example here. Oftentimes people think that grooming is something you want to do in the warmer months to make sure your pet is comfortable in the heat, and that's true. You also want to make sure it's kind of a year-long maintenance thing though. This is a good time to get a nice short or medium short haircut for your dog to keep the growth rate good for the winter, so they have a nice undercoat and a nice top coat for the winter. Also, a lot of dogs are going to be seeing a lot of shedding right now. Certain breeds will be what's called blowing their coat, which means getting rid of a lot of the undercoat that was a different insulating layer from summer and getting ready for the insulating layer from winter. So a lot of brushing is necessary, and a really good bath right now would be good.
That is actually something I didn't realize, that they shed going into fall and winter.
The coat keeps changing.
That's news to me. Okay.
And do all dogs, I mean, we have a non-shedding dog. Do all dogs shed like a summer or winter coat?
No, it's more typical for dogs that are I guess closest to wolves, like the ones that would be outside more, like husky breeds and things like, they're going to see more of an undercoat. German Shepherd, stuff like that. Dogs with that coarser top coat usually have more of an undercoat, but all dogs are going to change a little bit for the season. So.
Okay.
Now, what about fleas and ticks? I mean, that's something that obviously we worry about as the weather gets warmer, but as it's getting cooler, is that something that we still need to worry about? Are there other things we have to worry about?
Yeah.
There usually is, and this is again a common misconception that I've learned through the years of being a groomer, and that you think you get through the warmer months and that all those pests are, going to not be bothering your dog anymore. And actually, there's like a new crop of fleas and ticks that hatch around October. So, and in the last couple, not out of the woods yet, right? This is the last batch. And sometimes it doesn't matter at all, but it's a surprise sometimes for people. So if you're using frontline, things like that, preventatives, continue using those through the fall and often through the winter too, but definitely through the fall into when the first freeze.
Yeah.
Interesting. All kinds of different things
Fun.
to know, different breeds and different things happening as the seasons change. And you said you have a non-shedding dog, and you were talking a little bit about dogs that are closer to wolf breeds. So are there different breeds as we go into fall that maybe enjoy the colder weather and the colder changes versus some that don't like it so much?
Yes, definitely. So dogs that are like, when I was kind of explaining closer to wolves, I meant dogs that maybe evolved a little bit more recently from the wolf, being dogs that look a little bit more similar to wolves,
Yeah.
like huskies or Akitas and things like that. Those dogs
love those
love
pretty
to.
dogs.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. They love to spend the outdoors in the winter. They like to lay in the snow. If you find that you have a dog like that, you're surprised that they want to be outside in the cold, don't be. I mean, they love it. In fact, that's what they choose. They'll roll in the snow. You know, they like to burrow. There's going to be some other dogs like my dog, who you guys met months and months ago, a little terrier with very short hair, does not like being outside in the cold and snow for very long. So just be aware of the amount of time they spend out there. Mountainous type dogs like Great Pyrenees, St. Bernards, they also love the outdoors. So in the winter, they love it. So
What about
let them
Newfies,
show you.
Newfoundlands?
Yes. Absolutely.
They're good outdoor in the winter?
Yep, they love it. I mean, they've got a lot of hair too, so
Yeah.
they stay warm, but it's also just part of their instinct to be out. So
Yeah.
they like it,
So
but let them teach
interesting.
you, you know.
Yeah.
I wish there was human. It's kind of like human breeds, I guess. I wish I was a dog that enjoyed the winter.
Right, exactly. We're
don't.
You're
here,
a
we
terrier,
live
in
here.
other words.
I'm a summer
Not all
dog.
terriers, it depends on
Yeah.
their coat, but right, I mean, exactly.
Yeah, I'm a St. Bernard for like the first couple of months, and then after that I become a terrier. I think,
Exactly.
so,
In February, I think all of us turn
Yeah.
back into like, okay, indoors is
Okay,
better.
that's enough now. All right.
That's right.
So you guys are having some events coming up pretty soon at Dog Days. Can you talk to us about some of those?
Well, I can just bring up one quickly. October is 9 years that Dog Days has been open,
Oh,
so I'm
congratulations.
trying to thank you. Yep, I'm trying to organize.
Is that in dog years or is that in?
That's in our
Good
years.
question.
Yes, that is a good question. That's in our years, so I'm trying to organize like a little kind of potluck barbecue in our parking
Okay.
lot, have a fire, and just kind of welcome in the harvest season and the fall season, and just celebrate the years we've been open. And then there's a few nonprofit things happening. One, it's a fundraiser for cancer awareness. I want to get the details right, so I don't want to necessarily say the wrong thing right now. We're trying to get involved with them, and it's going to be a walk up and down River Road where we're located.
cool.
So I'll fill you in more and get it up on our Facebook.
That's
so.
awesome.
Nice.
So great events coming up. Really quick before we go, let's talk a little bit about, you watch some of these dog training things, and it talks about sort of like being the leader of the pack and sort of that dynamic. So you work a lot with pets, obviously. How do you do that? How do you be the pack leader with your dog?
Well, I kind of touched on this at our last interview of just getting their attention to you always. That first moments are using those treats to charge that attention. But
Yeah.
typically dogs will choose their person, and that person then, if you can keep their attention on you, you make sure that your body is in front of them, going in and out of doorways, up and down stairs, and really just when you're in motion. If they're taking the front, then they're the leader of the pack. If you're taking the front, if they're just behind your leg, then they're feeling like you are taking charge. So body language, again, key.
Yeah.
So much to learn. We always learn so much from you whenever you're
Thanks.
here. Emily Ruzicka from Dog Days Grooming and Care, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
Don't go away. There's more Wisconsin Family coming up right after this.
'Cause every day is a new day.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We've been here at the Capitol Brewery Beer Garden here in Middleton. What a cool place this is.
I
huh?
think you've had a few.
Maybe. No. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. What can I say? If you're looking to build a home or you're looking to do some interior decorating or design or anything, you'll want to stay tuned because I've got two very special guests with me today. We're now joined by Hart de Noble Builders. We've got Jason Franzen and we've got Tiffany Esser. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us here.
Thanks for coming. We're so glad to talk to you.
So
appreciate
Jason,
it.
I want to start with you. Talk to us a little bit about, introduce Hart de Noble Builders to our viewers out there.
Sure. So Hart de Noble Builders, we are a custom home builder located right here in Middleton. We've been in business since 1980. I've been with the company. I'm Hart's son-in-law. It's very much a family-operated organization.
Yeah.
Hart's son, Jason de Noble, is also part of it, and as well as Hart's nephew. So we've got lots and lots of experience.
Yeah.
I love that when the whole family gets involved in a business. There's something comforting about that. There's a lot of pride there.
It
Yeah.
works. It works really well most of the time. but we're never off the clock. Obviously, when we have the family get-togethers, there's lots of work talk, but it works out.
It comes up at dinner all the time.
It works out really well.
Talk and shop.
So, if someone's thinking about building a home or remodeling or whatever, why should they choose Hart de Noble? What makes you different?
Yeah, so one of the big things is we are known for our attention to detail and the custom home market. What we do is very different than what many builders do. Our houses aren't something that you just come and pick off the rack. We custom design to each individual's every needs and custom tailor the house directly to what they want. That being said, we also have full-time draftsmen on our staff, so we're able to do the designs right in-house with the homeowners right in our office.
Wow.
So these are not cookie cutter homes that you go in and pick out and maybe modify a little bit. I mean, you do it from scratch.
We do it completely from scratch, and the price range, it's a huge range of what we do.
Right.
And a lot of people think when they hear that custom building or custom design, they might think, oh, huge price tag, I can't afford that, that's not for me. But it sounds like you got something.
That's an excellent point to make, because it's very affordable in a wide price range. Custom doesn't always mean that it costs more, because ultimately the cost is determined by what the individual selects, not by what we just decide to put on it.
So the custom in and of itself isn't expensive, it's what your choices are.
Exactly.
So gosh, I mean, that's perfect. Who doesn't want a home that is built exactly to specs that they want in their own budget?
Right.
That's
right.
great. That's
yeah, and
great.
it's really good. And that another point, and Tiffany Esser here with us, one of the other things that we differ from is we team up with her on nearly every house. So the homeowners will feel that daunting task of all of the work and selection process, but Tiffany really makes it easy. And we always tell people, if you're gonna, the house is usually your largest expenditure.
Right.
Why not have fun with it while you do it? And between our staff and Tiffany, it really works out well, and people really enjoy the entire process.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fun process if you've got somebody on your side helping you along the way to pick everything out. And of course, I want to know about trends. So, for people who are starting to look and starting to think about ideas they want, what are the things that you're seeing that are big right now?
A lot of trends that we're seeing with the actual construction process would be multi-purpose rooms. Not just a great room, but for example, the laundry room becoming a project room, computer central, children's suites that incorporate multi-functions like an entertainment area, walk-in closets, their own bathrooms, so an entire suite. And then the other big one is home theaters that are becoming more than just a theater, but also an entire entertainment center for entertaining family, friends, neighborhood parties. They will walk out to a fire pit and come into a gaming central station, and it's all encompassing. So we see a lot of multi-purpose areas. So
I feel like I'm just being outclassed just by listening to you talk right now.
Right?
Well, they'll do it in your budget. That's the thing.
That's
right.
I got to keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. So let's talk a little bit about, for people who are looking and thinking about things like this, if you're in the market, what do you think are important things to consider when you're deciding who to hire?
my biggest recommendation is to really sit down and meet with individuals on a personal level, whether it's over lunch or in an informal meeting, and get to know the designers that you're working with. It is such an intimate process.
Oh, yes.
We're helping people with, you know, how they're going to live with their families every day. So I think that having that personal connection builds confidence, but also I think the longevity of skill and quality of workmanship can be compared.
Yeah, you mentioned skill. I mean, you want to be with somebody that has experience. I'm sure things come up along the way that maybe were unexpected, and when you have somebody who has been down this path in some, you know, capacity before and able to navigate you through that, I mean, huge.
Right.
Such, like you said, an intimate process. So let's talk a little bit about, really quick before we go, have you guys ever had any really strange requests? You do everything from scratch. I'm sure people cook up all kinds of crazy ideas. Anything that stands out?
We've had some crazy ones. From a decorative standpoint, I've had someone request pink camouflage which
Sure.
yep. So try to make that look tasteful, but that's certainly a request. We've done a pizza oven.
Yeah, the pizza oven. We've done some hidden rooms, some kind of fun kid room areas, things like that.
That sounds fun though.
Yeah.
Hidden rooms, secret passageways.
Pink
and so
camouflage.
forth.
See,
Yeah.
they'll do anything. They've got it all.
Well,
do it
Jason
all.
Franzen and Tiffany Esser from Heart to Noble Builders, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for
you for
having
having
us.
us.
Don't go away. When we come back, we'll be talking with the folks from Capital Brewery. Stick around. It's Wisconsin Family.
'Cause every day is a new day.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family. And the moment that we've all been waiting for in our show today has
I
finally
get to drink a
come.
beer.
Jessica gets to drink a beer. We are here on location at the beer garden for Capital Brewery here in Middleton. And we're joined now by Cindy Pisani.
Pisani, yes.
Cindy Pisani, welcome.
Thank you.
And thanks for having
coming
us.
out.
Yeah, we're glad to be here. We've had some fun so far.
Yeah, we sure have.
Yeah.
And you know, this is our first time coming out here, and so why don't you talk to the viewers a little bit and tell them a little bit about, you know, who you are and what makes you different.
Well, Capital Brewery's been around for quite a while. We first started, opened up the doors in 1984, but we started brewing in 1986. So now we're coming up on 30 years of what we'd like to call brewing excellence.
Congrats.
Yeah,
What
it's
a huge milestone.
It is, it
Yeah.
is. And, you know, we started just brewing a couple different lagers, and now we've expanded our styles of beer, and we have ales as well as IPAs. And, you know, as a brewery, we've won over 215 awards, and that's a lot of
Wow.
awards. They're
That
on
is a lot of
display.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that it's not just for one style. We've won awards throughout all our different styles of beers that we offer. So that's something.
You're
not too many
well-rounded.
Yep,
That's impressive.
we are, and we have a wonderful female brewmaster, which is very rare.
Yeah.
Right, Ashley Kennart, and she is just doing a fantastic job of being creative and coming up with some very new and exciting new beers.
Very good. Representing the ladies out there in this industry. I like it.
Absolutely, and she does a great job because it is a very male-dominated
So it
industry,
is, yeah.
and having a female brewmaster, there's only 2 other breweries that can say that
There you go.
within the state of Wisconsin.
That's
Yeah.
very unique. Good for you. And you guys are going to have to build another wing for all these awards. That's great.
Yeah, we are running out of room for where to put them up, but we're very proud of them.
What a great problem to have.
It is,
Too many
it is.
awards to fit.
Yeah, I noticed that, you know, it's literally an entire hallway. It's just, the whole wall is just filled as you
Yep.
walk in.
That's cool. That's so impressive. So I have to admit that I actually haven't gotten the opportunity until today to come out here and enjoy this outdoor space. I didn't know about it. So you guys are doing a lot of things, and I always love to ask, you know, sort of community type questions. You know, do you guys do anything that is sort of community involved here at Capital Brewery?
We do a lot of things that are community involved. We host multiple fundraisers for different organizations, everything from the Madison Public Library to the Humane Society to the Wisconsin Bike Federation. We host fundraisers here. We reach out to some organizations, invite them to come out and do things here. The city worked with us in putting this nice pavilion out that we have out here. And so we're hoping to bring in some things. We've started a Tuesday farmers market for the
great.
community.
Right here.
Right here, we have a farmers market every Tuesday from 2:30 to 6. We've just started, but this is the kind of event we'd like to see out there.
Yeah.
Here we host different things for different organizations so that they can come out, get some exposure, just so people know they exist.
Right. Yeah, you know, I was telling Justin before we started, I was looking at your website last night and sort of blown away. I didn't realize how many events and things were going on right here. You know, you think about the beer and you think about the brewery. I didn't realize that you were so involved in the community and got people together out here like this.
We
I
do.
love that.
And
I
we're
love
really
it.
proud of that.
Should be.
And this is really truly a destination place. I mean, people I'm guessing come from, you know, Dane County and beyond to come
Sure.
here to the beer garden, enjoy some music, enjoy some friendship, and of course some beer. What does that mean? How's that been for the businesses here in the community? I mean, what kind of impact has that had?
Good point, yeah.
It has a huge impact because whenever we host events here, people are coming from all over. We have different events like Bachfest and Stark Beer Fest. REAP hosts an event here called Burgers and Brews, and literally these bring thousands of people to the area. So when they come out here, they're not just coming to one event here at the brewery. They're staying in the hotels, they're eating dinner at the different restaurants or lunch, they're shopping downtown. So all the businesses have a trickle effect of something that happens here. So we really do work with the community when we have our music here. We have music here Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday nights. We bring in food vendors from all over the area to come out here. We don't charge. They come out, they set up, they sell to the public, and it gives them a lot of visibilities for people who maybe would have never gone to that restaurant or didn't know about it.
Absolutely. And you mentioned, we talked before we started, you mentioned to us that you don't charge a cover here.
No.
So people can come out and enjoy all that without having to pay a fee to get in. I think that's important to just to note. And so we've talked about a lot of events already that you do out here and things that you have, but talk to us a little bit more about the event capability out here. I mean, I saw that you could even potentially rent the space. I saw somebody in a bride dress on the website, so there's all kinds of, sky's the limit.
We have just recently started hosting weddings here, and that's huge for the businesses in the area. We can host weddings, we host class reunions, anniversaries, any reason you can come up with for a party.
Absolutely.
We can host it here. And it's not just this space that we have. We have our indoor beer stube as well for a lot of corporate events. We also have a new outdoor patio that's on the side of the brewery that can be rented as well for somewhat smaller events, but this space will hold 1,200 people. So obviously, if you have a large event, we can have it here.
That's awesome. I bet you there's a lot of folks out there that don't know that you do that. I think that's great to bring that up.
Well, they will after today.
Yeah,
That's
there you
right.
go.
So, you know, if you live in Dane County, there's a really good chance that you're an avid biker, or at least have enjoyed once in a while some of the great bike trails we have around here. And you guys have a Capital Brewery Bike Club.
Correct.
Can you tell me about that? I'm so excited to hear about that.
We've had this bike club for about 6 years, and we've grown from approximately 80, 90 members that we started out with, and we're up to over 300 members right now.
Wow.
So on a Tuesday or Thursday night, starting usually around 5:30, 5:45, depends on how early it gets dark, you'll see 100 to 150 bikes out here, cyclists. And
I was going
all
to clarify,
levels.
we're not talking about bikers, we're talking about
Cyclists, right.
Yeah.
All levels of riders, and that's the exciting thing. You know, you can be very, very fast, and we do have some people who actually race. They're here, and then you have people like myself. I just get on my bike and pedal, and we all end up at the same place.
Yeah.
We bike together for the camaraderie, and then everybody shows up here. We have music, we have the food vendors, and it's a great way to get out, spend an afternoon socializing with other people who have a common interest.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Cindy, it's almost time to go, but before we go, when people think about Capital Brewery, what comes to mind, or what do you hope comes to mind?
I think what comes to mind is great beer and a venue that offers people the opportunity to come out with their families, their dogs, enjoy friends, good beer, good food, and just what Wisconsin has to offer.
That's what it's all about.
That's
You got
what it is.
Cindy Pisani from Capital Brewery, thank you so much for joining us
Well,
today.
thank you
Cindy.
guys
It's been
for
a
coming
pleasure.
out.
Yeah, that's all the time we have for Wisconsin Family. We'll see you next time.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day